All right, hey guys, the main course isn't quite yet done, but we've got salads, candy, if you want the candy bar there. We have drinks over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pray, and then if you guys want to, like I said, salads on this side, salad dressing. We've got some candy stuff there, and then drinks over here on this side here. It should be, he said within the next 3 to 5 minutes, we should be ready to go on the main course. All right, let's bow our heads. Father, thank you so much for today. God, we thank you just for celebrating this time and this season. We thank you for the young men that are here that we were able to coach this year. Father, I just pray you continue to lead them and guide them. Father, I pray for the food that we're having tonight. Pray you bless it, Lord, make it nourishment to our bodies. We love you, Lord. Thank you for all you do for us. In your name we pray. Amen. I know some of you guys are still eating. That's fine, no big deal. There's still some more over there if you're still hungry. Don't worry about not getting more than one plate. There's plenty of food. Theo's got like 15 plates going on right now. Call him out. It'll be fine. All right, so we want to start out tonight just by recognizing a couple people. And it's actually not more than a couple people, but we couldn't have done this season without a community of people. This is what's awesome about Sulphur Springs. And you can see through, we'll have the pictures and stuff going through, but you can see just the support of the community that comes out. It's been amazing. It's been amazing to be a part of. And we just want to thank you. The coaching staff wants to thank you guys for trusting us with your kids. Your parents, I know that it's a hard thing sometimes. and coaches for us to be able to speak, truth into them. Sometimes when things aren't, or the hard things to say, but we thank you guys for allowing us to be able to do that. And without y'all, we wouldn't have had a successful season. So we want to thank you first and beforehand to be able to do that. Mr. Williams, if we call your name, do you mind standing up? We want to thank Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams has done a great job. Helps us out a lot of the backside stuff. And so we appreciate him coming tonight and just being a part of what we do. Mr. Wilson, he's going to stand up for you. Mr. Wilson turned into a couple different things this year. Outside of, you've seen all the videos, everybody knows what all this is, but it kind of started with, talking about Jay and what was going to go on kind of throughout the senior night and stuff. As we planned, we had talked about this earlier on in the year, and so it kind of morphed into that and morphed into, if you guys don't know Coach Wilson, Mr. Wilson, Coach Wilson, whichever one you want to call him, has a great heart for kids. And we wouldn't have had as big a season without him. So we appreciate what you've done, what you've helped out with. Miss Stephanie, she does a hard job a lot of times as far as getting us halftime food, getting us snacks, getting us things, and does a lot of the back work that nobody ever sees. I know our kids appreciate everything that you do, and we thank you for all you do for us. The two that we could not do without, Miss Frazier and Miss Pinnell. If you guys would stand up. Y'all might not have seen their faces much, but they do the book and the clock at our home games, which is a job that a lot of people don't want to do. And if you ever have to do it at a tournament, you always see people get yelled at and all that stuff. So they have done a phenomenal job for us this year. In years past, we really appreciate what you guys do and what you brought to the program. Miss Tingle's not here tonight. Miss Tingle does, if you guys have seen these, Miss Tingle does this stuff for us. She does programs for us in playoffs. Is she here? Oh, okay. I thought she wasn't here. But, so again, we just want to recognize everybody that's helped. These are awesome. I mean, the kids will be able to bring them home tonight. They love them. It's a big part of what we do for that. So, and Abear is not here tonight. Abear is our middle school coach. He's the 8th grade coach. He kind of leads our middle school division down there. And so he's a huge part of what we do because he's helping us grow that program down there. So Coach Abear, he was with us last year for about half a year as he was doing student teaching, and then was able to get onto the middle school world this year. So he was a big part of what we did in the middle school. Again, I think 7th grade 1 district, they were 15-0, I believe, and 8th grade was 2nd district. So they did a great job of helping us build the foundation of what we wanted to do here. I want to introduce to my family. I know they sacrifice a lot. Jackson, it's not always, and people talk about it, it's not the easiest thing to be a coach's kid, especially when when you get into high school, earlier on, they're not as bad. When you get into high school and you deal with a lot of stuff as a coach's kid. You hear it all from people in school, from people in the locker room, from parents. And Jackson has done a great job this year. I know that I probably have made him mad when we were at the Paris game. We were talking about this the other night, that the only person that I could do that to, we were first game of district, we didn't know that Parker was going to be 100%, we didn't know Branson was going to be 100%. And so with Jackson, we told him, we said, hey, look, we're going to pull you up, you might not play a minute, but we have to have that body just in case. And that's part of being a coach's kid, where he didn't really have a say-so in it. So it was like, hey, we're going to pull you up just in case. Did a great job. He's probably still mad at me for doing it because he wanted to beat Paris. We did get a play on the second time. But I appreciate you and all you do. Cade, he's one of my right-hand men. You'll see him running around on Friday nights and Tuesday nights, always running, getting different things for me. And they spend a ton of hours up at the gym. A lot of times we've got a couch now in our office so that if they need to take naps, they can take naps while we're up here all the time. Bryce was actually not feeling real well today, but he was taking naps today on the couch. But they spend a ton of time up here with us. They sacrifice a lot of our family time to be with you guys. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. They get to see this. Bryce and Kate, as a younger, get to see what it's like to be in a locker room, what it's like to have a family like that, and it's second to none. You can't, just like this year has been special, you can't recreate this. And for them to be able to see it and be able to strive to be able to look for it later on, It's been great. Megan, I don't know where she went. Is she high? Where's she go? Theo, I didn't see him. Theo, okay, he didn't have to stand up. But Theo, man, he is. It's a completely different ball game for Theo. He again 3 years ago came into our life. People know the story of it. Some people do, and so that's a completely different story of being a coach's kid. It's not easy. He gets it from both sides of it, from being a dad and trying to be a coach at the same time, and that's not easy on our side either. And so, for him to be able to take, if you guys have never coached your kids, the hardest thing to do is for them to separate between when you're a dad and when you're a coach. And both, I coached both Cade and Bryce earlier on, but with Jackson and Theo, being able to coach Theo this year on varsity, it's hard because you have to tell truths and you have to do things that aren't easy, and then you have to go home to them, and that's the hard part because you can't. It's hard to separate that. But he did a great job this year with it. And again, moving forward, we're looking for a great season, and then this next couple seasons coming up. Megan, everybody knows I would not be anything without her. All this stuff that you've seen, all these decorations, all this stuff, this is what she does. She always says that she's my unpaid secretary, and that is 100% correct. I could not pay her enough money. I could give her my salary and still be paid up for what she does for us. Anything you guys see social media wise, she's posting it. She's helping me get all this out for the program to get our kids recognized. Posting on games, things like that. But I appreciate you. Again, I could not do what I do without you. I wouldn't want to do it without you. And I thank you for all you do for us. We're going to start recognizing our 9th grade group. So, Hardy, if you want to come up here and help with it. We talked about how our managers, we had some roles for managers this year, and that is a very, very hard role to play in. First of all, we always talk about we want to run our program like a college level program. So managers if anybody knows anything about like GAs and all that stuff, and managers are extremely important to a college program. And these guys were extremely important to us this year. Going anywhere from, running to the bus to get things that we left on it, staying up late, running through drills, having pads. They did things that, again, that you guys don't see. We talk about practice players, things like that. These guys have stepped in, accepted the role, did everything they could to help us to be where we are. And again, it's a lot of times seniors get all the awards and all this stuff, but it's the guys that are behind the scenes that make us who we are, and these guys are huge. So the first one I want to talk about, and those here tonight, is Brendan Reed. Braylon is awesome. I can't, if we would have had manager of the year, Braylon is manager of the year. He came with us on tournaments, came with us to Houston, came all kinds of stuff that anything we ask, he does. And this was huge for us this year. And again, and I'll tell a little bit of a story. Not everybody wants to be a manager. That's a very humbling experience to be a part of. A lot of times people want to play. And sometimes it just doesn't work out. But I'll tell you that what I love the heart of Braylon, and he's right back with us again, is he's working as hard as he can right now for next year. And Braylon does everything. He's awesome. And we couldn't do what we do without him. The other two I'm going to mention that aren't here tonight, Larson and Caden. Again, those guys came with us every Tuesday night, every Friday night. If we weren't home or away, they came, and again, they're selfless. Those guys give up their time. And like I said, nobody really gets to see those guys. But they're huge for what we do. They're a big part of the program, and we want to just know how much we appreciate you. All right, we're going to start with the 9th grade awards. We're going to start with the 9th grade awards. 9th grade, this is, again, they went 9-1 in district champs. I'll say this before we get started. I don't know, and I really haven't done a ton of research on it, but we won the 7th grade district championship, 9th JV, and varsity district championships. There's not a lot of schools out there that can say that. 8th grade finished second. And so you can see the trajectory we have for this program. It's exciting. And so we're going to start again. 9-1 district champs. Very, very competitive district. I don't know if you guys have been able to watch a lot of those games. I know those were always early. The district may have started at 4:30, so a lot of you guys are probably still at work trying to get off. But we're going to start out. We did this last year. I've done this the last couple times. Instead of giving away, what we call MVPs or anything like that, I think this is more, the banquet to me is more about the players. It's not about what we want or what we think. And so what we do is we allow the players to vote on these. So these awards are all player voted. And we give out 4 awards for each group. We're going to start out with who they voted for the hardest worker is Micah. Mike is always up in the gym, either in the morning or in the evening. And so he is one of the hardest workers we have in that freshman class. And still, he's up in the mornings before school starts and stays late almost every single day. So that's very deserving. Great job, Micah. Most competitive is not here tonight. As they voted, is for Ryan Carr. The third award is the grittiest player award. Now, people call about what's the grittiest player. This is the guy that does pretty much everything. That is diving on the floor, doing different stuff. Just the things that we try to get everybody, the players, to be able to play and buy into. This is what we call the grittiest player. So tonight, I don't think Gio's here or not, but Gio Iberio is the grittiest player. And the leadership award. And this one I think is really good just because this is what your teammates think about you. And so the leadership award tonight goes to Creed Wisdom Hunt. All right, so we are going to, I'm going to name the guys that aren't here right now, and then we'll go into the guys that are here. So again, this team, we had, I don't know if they've had it before, but I know this freshman class is an extremely large class. And so we had a freshman A and B team this year. And so we're going to recognize them all together. Again, we practiced all together. It wasn't to be, you looked at it and we tried to get as many games as we could for both groups. And they did a great job. They grew throughout the year. They were a fun group to coach. And so the guys who aren't here tonight, Brian Medina, Dane Howe, Case Temples, Dagan Wood, Matthew Jeter, Colby Erdmeyer, Landon Swearingen, Ben Lovelady, Mason Cooper, and Luke Norman. We'll give them a round of applause. And the guys that are, Trey Pinnell. Trey, you come up here and get your award. I know you don't want to walk up here. At least you don't have to talk. Trey, if you don't know Trey might say 5 words the entire year. Yeah, we love Trey. Jamorian Jeffrey. Jackson Schubert. Jeremiah Robinson. All right, one last time for our freshman class. Mr. Wilson, come on up. So our JV group, again, Coach Hyde, he had some stuff with his kids tonight, so he wasn't able to make it. Let me talk, Coach Hardy too, Coach Hardy did a great job with this group. Coach Hardy, everybody give Coach Hardy a I know it's not always easy to step in to a new place, and so he did a great job coming in and helping. Again, we couldn't fathom trying to get in and get everything that we do. He's done a huge job to be able to help us out. We appreciate you. Thank you. For the JV group, again, the district champs at all 3 levels of the high school went 9-1. So give a round of applause for that. And the only time we got beat was by a last-second shot. So again, it wasn't like there was everybody gives Jackson a hard time because he was guarding, but it's okay. So it's one of those that it still gets the best team. Pleasant Grove was the best JV group that they had this year. It has really good players coming up. And so the JV awards that we'll go through again. And again, all these are player voted. So the hardest worker, Jackson Shaler. All right, most competitive, Devin Cork. I don't see this side of Devin all dressed up like this. Grittiest player, Lane Hunt. Leadership Award, Carter Arrington. All right, we're going to go through the rest of the list here. Luke Womack. Logan Jackson. Ray Pinson. Marcus Warren. And always butcher his last name. And that's why I always call him Valentino. I think it's Valentino Mbai. Okay, Valentino. Noah Perez. Brady Giesland. All right, here we go. The varsity team. Man, we can't say enough about you guys. You know, it's been a great 2 years for us to be able to be here. Just talking about Max and myself, to be able to be a part of y'all's life and y'all's journey. And it's unbelievable to watch a group of guys that, again, we talk about it. I think I talked to Chad about it. You know, you get a group of kids that's played together since the 5th or 6th grade against a recruited team that we gave them everything that they could give. And you know, and looking at it, when you look at their state run, man, we were a couple minutes off of being where we wanted to be. And you guys worked so hard. You guys put in the time. You've seen what people have done in the past of where we got to be. These guys have seen what they need to do to be able to try to catch you guys, and it's just been an amazing season. You know, to look back, I mean, we look back through all these pictures, and to see the journey has been fun. You know, we had some ups and downs throughout the season, but it never was. We never got too high, we never got too low, and that's what we talked about all the time. Is being neutral, talking about that mindset of how we do things. And you know, so again, here now, 31-8. Undefeated district champions, by-district champions, area champions, regional quarterfinal champions, and regional semifinalists, your varsity team. And not only were, you know, individual records that were broken, but we also had team records that were broken. Most wins in school history with 31 wins. Second time to the regional tournament. You guys, that's I tell you, those 31 wins. If you, I don't know what table they're at, but man, we've had some really good teams come through here. Some really good teams. And so when you think about that and thinking about 31 wins, there's not many people in their careers, as far as, you know, playing careers, coaching careers, that can say they've won over 30 games. And that's, again, a testament to our senior class that helped set the tone all the way down to our juniors and our sophomores. And then you see now the freshmen have seen what it is to be able to go to that next level. And so what we're going to do is you won't come up just yet, but I want to mention some things, some awards, or some records that were broken this year. Parker Wisenhunt now holds the most assists, 12 in a game. He also is the all-time assist leader per season and career leader. Parker also is the second most points scored in the regular season and third overall points, and is in the 1,000-point club. Branson Lynn is second in most three-pointers made in the season. Cordrick Turner, second most points in a career, 1,000-point club, most points in a regular season scored, and most double-digit points in a season with 35 games. Again, I know a lot of times this banquet is about, you know, the varsity side. A lot of times, you know, this senior class has been an amazing class. To think about what they've seen, what they've gone through, when you think about looking back at even going through from COVID all the way up, it's amazing to see what they've accomplished in a small amount of time. These guys are always going to be dear to us. Try not to get emotional watching pictures and talking about it, but man, this is fun. You know, family, your parents, you know, those things that you build, that is, to me, that we always talked about it when we were in August, and we were, you know, June, July, August, we were like, man, the season's taking forever, and then you look up and it's March, and we're like, man, this is almost over with. And this journey that we had, again, is one like Sulphur Springs has never had. As far as the most wins and all the other records that have been broken. And the awesome thing to see, and this is something that, I don't know many people have been a part of, but to see the community and to see how much they've embraced us. To watch, we almost sold out Commerce on by ourselves. And how awesome is that to be able to play? That's something that Master talking about it. He played in NAIA National Championship, and that game wasn't even as loud as what we played in the other day. I say the other day, it's been a while, but I feel like it is the other day, I know. But at the same time, it's just awesome to see what you guys have done for this program, what you'll continue to do. We'll have 3 guys that are playing at the next level, and be able to watch. It sounds like we might have 2 of them that are really close that we can play. We can watch play quite a bit, and the other one's not too far away. And that's the great thing. We talk about our program being family. Just because you graduate doesn't mean it's over. If you guys have seen us, we travel around. We're traveling to watch our guys play. We made a long trip this past year, about 3.5 hours one way to go watch 2 of our guys play against each other at the high level of the D1 level. So, we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to be family. And so, again, we just want to say thank you for all you've done for us this year as a coaching staff, from the parent side and the player side. So we're going to get with the awards right now. The hardest worker, Branson Lynn. Branson Lynn, coming in, I remember Sip telling me about a lot of stuff about him. One of the guys, that, again, talking about an example for Micah, and this guy is in the gym the whole time. He is there in the mornings, he's there in the evenings, he is there on Thanksgiving Day, he is there on Christmas Day, calling us all the time about trying to get to the gym, and I love it. And so, again, he has set the example for our younger guys to be able to see what it's like to be able to succeed and to get to where he wants to be, and for them to be able to look at it, see that he works hard, and he's playing at the next level. And he was also named Offensive MVP of our district. Most competitive, Cordray Turner. Cordray Turner was named District MVP, 4A All-Region Team, and a 4A All-State Team. Grittiest player, Malachi Miles. Tell you what, we love watching Mal grow this year, and it's been fun to see him to go from last year to this year and what he meant to us as a team. He also was named 2nd Team All-District. Leadership Award goes to Cole Theophilidis. Cole was named Honorable Mention All-District. Parker Wisenhunt, 1st Team All-District, 4A All-Region Team. And I'll stop right there because, I think when we talk about our all-district things, we were selfish and we wanted every single award and we wanted it by multiple people. And I'll do a little caveat to if you guys don't know how that works. And so what we did is we get into a room like this with the group of coaches. We're not there yet. I got you. I haven't forgotten you, Theo. All right. So what it is and the way they do it, we moved into a different district last year, or this past year. And so if we put up a player, obviously we can't vote for our own guys. And so if you put up a player, then, if it was us and Paris, then we couldn't vote on those. And so we obviously nominated all of our guys for different positions and thought that we should have gotten them all. We did not, but again, that's us being selfish. We went 10-0 and didn't really have very many competitive games in our district side. But at the same time, you look at what all that we've accomplished as a team, man, it speaks for itself as we go through here. So again, I'm going to name Gavin White first. And I'm going to brag on Gavin. First, I'm going to shake his hand. But I tell you what, I don't know if anybody can dress like Gavin. We won't get you used to it. Okay, so here's what I want to brag about Gavin. I don't know how many minutes Gavin played this year. I know it wasn't as much as he wanted to. But what I love about Gavin was when he would come to me and say, Coach, I want to go against Cordrick every single day, every day. And I would tell him, I said, man, why do you want to do that? He goes, if I can't get in games, I want to make sure Cordrick at least is getting a look at in practice. He wants to make sure that those guys are getting better. And again, we would not be who we were. Cordrick wouldn't have been who he was without facing a guy like Gavin every single practice. And that's selfless. And there was a lot of that in practice. We had to blow a whistle a lot and separate things like that. But the great thing about it, man, is for this team to be successful, we had to buy into our roles. And he was phenomenal at his role and what he did this year. Not seen in the stat book, not seen in anything else, except for inside the locker room and on the practice floor. Yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you. DJ Wilkerson. McCollum Rollison. I'll mention your name now, Theo. Theo McKelvey. Theo was named Co-Newcomer of the Year of our district. And there's always a special award that we give out. This award, when I took the job here 2 years ago, I remember talking to Sip and said, "Hey, what things do we need to keep as a program?" And he said, "Man, if you don't keep anything else, I want to make sure that you keep this award going." And so, what we have tonight is Dylan's going to come up here. He's going to give the Dylan Jester Award, but this person showed up to practice every day, ready to make everybody's day better. Players who go all out for winning, even if it doesn't always show up in the box score. People who care about their teammates no matter what. Okay, and I'm going to have him talk a little bit, and then I will go back and talk a little bit about what's going on our side.
All right. First off, I just want to say congrats to all y'all on a great season. Congrats for breaking our record in 2019 for the wins. A little jealous, but congrats. And when it came to picking this award, I could have chosen any of you guys. Really, could have chosen any of you guys, but there was one person that really stood out. Jaden Wilson. I think this team would have gone where they win if it wasn't part of him as well. He wanted to be on the force so bad, I can only imagine, because I had that same feeling. I watched you at the games, giving your team all you had on the bench. Being there for him, being a good teammate, so that's why I told you congrats.
Yeah, so I think everybody kind of understands that story. With Jay, it was one of those things we had talked about of how we can do this, how we can work. Jay coming in, we had talked about before the season, we didn't know what was going to go on, and there's no way that we could have thought it would have went to what it did. And to go in the national news and, having all these interviews and all that stuff going on, it was just an amazing experience on top of the season that we had. This was an experience that I think everybody in here that was a part of it, the family, friends, all that you'll never forget. And again, for us to be able to teach young men what it's like to be able to treat people no matter who they are, like their family. And I think they've done that with Jay. And that's why, the Dylan Jesser Award, we wanted to make sure that it was somebody special. It meant something. And Jay, man, we're so proud of everything you've done and helped with us this year. We'll get one picture. I'll get over there. We'll take a picture. All right, so last thing we're going to do is honor our seniors. Okay, so we started this kind of last year because we were kind of getting uniforms and stuff that were rotating out. We'll start on this now. So I think it's one of the cool things that you guys can be able to take home with you. We'll start out with Gavin White. Bragged on Gavin and just kind of told again his story of what he's done for us this year. Again, we'll never forget Gavin. But Gavin's always makes the locker room fun, and so we really appreciate you. Come over here. We'll get a picture of you guys at the end. I don't know what number's next. Could be Cole Theophilus. I said this today in the huddle. I know they're not a part of what we're doing anymore during the period. But a year ago, if you'd have told us that Cole would have played the role that he did inside of our program in this year, I'd have told you were crazy. Not because of anything else, but just because of where he was. But at the same time, man, you've seen a guy grow up to be a young man. And that's, outside of sports, that's what's fun about being a coach. And to see him mature, grow, and we still say it all the time. I don't think there's a day that I don't see him that we tell him we love him, and that's what we talk about in our programs, telling kids we love them. And every day he comes up to me and says, "I love you, Coach," and I love you too. So it helps with the day. But so proud of him, so proud of what he's done for us. Number 2, Branson Lynn. I'm terrible at this. Branson Lynn, again, one of the hardest workers we have in the program, probably one of the ones that's come through Sulphur Springs. Going to go play at Laterno, again, not too far away. We'll be able to go watch him play. We're just excited for his future and to see where he's going to go and be able to play at the next level. Do it. We'll do that. Yeah. 5, Malachi Miles. Mal's another one that we've seen that grew throughout the entire year. Not only just statistically, but man, he became a huge part of what we did to be able to make it to how far we've gone. It was fun to watch him. Again, I think he flies. I don't know if he actually jumps, but I think he flies in the air, which is always fun to watch him as he was going up for rebounds. What's the next number? Parker, number 20. Parker Wisdom. Man, Parker's going to be missed when as he's flying through the air and pumping up the crowd as he's getting 4 or 5 dunks throughout the year or throughout the game.
And so it's going to be fun to watch him. You know, we still haven't decided, I guess, exactly where we're going to go, but hopefully it's going to be close to home, and we can be able to watch him play next year. Number 23, Cordrick Turner. Cordrick, again, one of the best players. Again, we could name it all the way through the senior class. One of the best to ever wear these uniforms. This senior class has been extremely fun to watch and extremely fun to be a part of and to coach. Be able to see him playing at PJC next year, so he's right up the road. So we'll be able to watch him a lot. And at least that's what he's saying right now. Hopefully as we do that, we'll figure it out. Hopefully we'll be able to watch him on the road several times as we go play next year. Jaden Wilson. Again, giving Jay the jersey. I know he suited up at number 32. We were talking about it. In the black jersey, we didn't have a 32. That was in the newer jerseys that we had, so we had to pick a number, and he wanted number 3. So we gave Jay number 3. Again, it's been a fun year to be able to watch him, to be able to see him grow, watch him on TV, and to be able to go through there. So last but not least, I don't see him. Is he? Did he leave? Did Chad leave? Okay, so man, I was going to get it. So number 11, we wore it. You can see it all through the videos and our shooting shirts. You know, this was a special year for that. Now I know I wasn't here to be a part of it, but I know that Sam was a big part of these guys' lives. He would have been a senior this year, so we had it where nobody wore number 11 this year. He was number 11 when he played. And so what we've done, on senior night, we were able to give him the number 11 white jersey, and we framed in the number 11 black jersey for him. Again, we can't say thank you enough to Chad and what they do for us. And I know this right here is just a token of what we can do to say thank you. And for a community to surround a family that goes through a hard time is not always the easiest thing. And I know that you guys have done a great job of surrounding them, loving them through it. I could not fathom losing a child, but if you had family that helped you through it, it would make it a whole lot easier. And you guys have done that to them. And so, again, we're going to honor Sam at number 11 to be able to have his jersey with him tonight. So, again, the senior class of 2023. Everybody's getting pictures. We'll have pictures and stuff posted up. I know Dan will have some tonight. Y'all gonna have a seat. We're almost through with the last thing. I want to recognize Coach Mass. I mean, Coach Mass is somebody that I would not want to do this program without. He's been here, second year that he's been here with us, third year that we've been together. And so, again, what you bring to our program, and we really appreciate. I know these guys love you. I know Mass is not always the most liked just because he's always one of the hardest people on. But at the end of the day, he's the most loved. And that's what you want out of a coach. And so he knows that he's always going to push to make you the best. And we couldn't do it without him. I wouldn't want to, like I said, I wouldn't want to do it without Megan. Mass is my right-hand man. And he does everything that he can for our program. And I really appreciate all you do. I want to thank everybody tonight. This is what, again, we're celebrating the varsity side, the senior class, and we have a bright future. Again, with 4 out of 5 winning the district titles, guys working in the gym, we have a lot of exciting things coming up. We're bringing camps in, getting shooting guns in, a lot of stuff that's coming up for the program. We're excited for where it's going, where it is now, and where it's going. So we're going to end it tonight with a prayer, and then you guys are free to go. So everybody bow your heads. Father, thank you so much for tonight. God, I thank you for this senior class. I thank you for growing them into be young men. Father, I pray as they go throughout the rest of this year, and as they go throughout life, they know that we will always be here for them. knowing that there'll be good times, there'll be bad times, but God, that we'll be there no matter what. Father, we thank you for what you've done with us this year. We thank you for being able to protect us, being able to guide us. Thank you for the families that are here tonight and the ones that couldn't be here to be able to celebrate this great season that we've had. Father, we thank you for the cross and what you do for us. Please protect us tonight as we go home. We love you, Lord, and all we do. In your name we pray. Amen. Thank you again. Hey, if you want to take photos, you're more than welcome to come over here and take photos with family and all that. We've got it all set up over here.